Yeah, they're an effective offensive team, especially in transition. So it always starts there, and they did miss a lot of shots. They had a few open ones, and they just didn't look like they were the ones they had open. They didn't look like they were on tonight. So that helped us. But I do think I don't want to take away our guys working and trying to bother shots and not giving them a lot of easy looks. We had a few breakdowns, but we tried our best to not let them get going in transition because they're dangerous, especially when Chris Clark gets the ball as the four-man and pushes, and they put a lot of pressure on you.
Doug, how about your four-man, Devin Hall?
Devin, I like how he's getting on the glass. You can see that. And a couple of shots got blocked. Otherwise, he was on his way to a double-double and maybe 20 and 10. But he's had a work to guard defensively, and his versatility is showing, or his completeness offensively and defensively. He did a nice job, obviously, against Villanova, and he was good tonight. I thought it was obviously a good Isaiah and Devin. Just that when Isaiah was the 5, Devin was the 4, that gave us a good look. Last game, last few games, Jack and Isaiah have been good. So we're getting nice play when our front line is in there. And Jared gave us a nice lift, and he has not played much. So was happy to see Devin, obviously, teammates with Chris in high school. So, I saw them kind of talking a little bit during the game, and I know they're both very good competitors. Yeah, it was a great atmosphere, and we just know it's an opportunity. Now's the time. Everybody on our schedule, ACC is, you're so competitive. You look at Pitt going into Carolina, and it's a 1-point game or a 2-point game, and you have to be ready. You have to be ready at home, and I talked about collectively being as competitive and playing to win to the best of our abilities, and because if you don't, you'll be in trouble. So I thought our guys got off to a good start, made some shots, fell in love with it a little bit, and then I thought we started attacking a little more. But, every game we've played from here on out, they're just all highly charged. And Sunday's game, it was a hard-fought game, tough loss. We took a lot of good things from it and tried to grow from the areas we weren't good. And knowing the significance of this game with a quick turnaround, I like how we responded. So we had 3 turnovers in 45 seconds. Is that what you're saying?
Take out those 45 seconds.
Yeah.
What were you doing so well to keep them out of transition?
Well, either we shot at a decent, actually we were making them, so it helped us, or we were at the free throw line a little more than we were on Sunday, that's for sure. So I think it was something that against Villanova we were really good in transition for 30 minutes. In the last 10, I thought it softened. We kept reminding them, you have to get back to our spot and make them play against the set D. So we reminded them a lot. Some of it was good offense, less live ball turnovers. That's big. When you're making a turnover and they're going the other way, we took care of the ball, and that helps your transition defense as much as anything.
18-3 discrepancy in second chance points tonight. I know you're not as big as Carolina, but
Yeah.
they were able to do against Texas.
Yep.
Have you generally found that a zone is easier to offensive rebound?
Yeah, I think so. Some zones, and we've been doing a decent job and just telling, you always have that decision, and you want great transition defense or be a great offensive rebounding team, and it's hard to do both. So we try to get our guys back, but the guys we designate to go to the glass, they better go to the glass, and it better be an active way. And I think sometimes because in man-to-man, there's always a body to block off and check off. In the zone, it's areas, so you maybe get some lanes and alleys to go and crash the glass like you saw Devin do, and Isaiah, whether it's tipping them or doing things like that. So any extra possessions are significant for us, and I thought we rebounded it well. Maybe a zone's a little easier to offensive rebound against just because of the openings.
Tony, you talked before the season about how you were going to need to find scoring, have the guys just step up. Are you pretty pleased with how many guys have been making pretty regular contributions, and how if one guy's not having a great night, somebody else seems to be doing pretty well?
I think we're evolving that way. I think, it's a team that, you see whether it's Mariel or Devin, London, and Isaiah, just different guys. Ty's done that the last few games. So that balance is really important. So, yeah, I'm pleased with that up to this point because you have to have that. It's hard when you're just a one-man band and everybody can key in. I think early on that was happening, and I think guys are a little freer, still with good shot discernment, to shoot with confidence, and the ball moves, and to attack the lane and make some plays. So I think that helps our offense a lot.
Yeah, to kind of follow up on that, I don't think you would describe Isaiah as being wired to score, but have you nudged him a little bit to look for his shot?
I think he's just doing it naturally. Again, we've played against some switching man-to-mans and some zones, and he's been on the last few games, but he's taken that shot real freely, and he's working at it. We talked about that. You're going to get, early on they're really laying off of our bigs, and you're going to get those mid-range shots. We want you, obviously, when you get a mismatch in the post or even not, make a play. He's got those long arms and big hands and can shoot some of those hooks. So any interior scoring like that from us is significant, because we've obviously talked about we're different that way. We don't always throw it inside. So I like it, and I think he needs to continue to keep looking, again, feeling the game and having the right kind of decision-making with that.
Tony, I was also going to ask you about it, but in terms of his efficiency, I think he was 6 for 6 against Villanova.
Yeah.
6 tonight. Has he taken that to a different level?
I hope so. Yeah, he has the last couple games, and he certainly is. He's not a guy that forces. Jack and Isaiah are the ultimate team players. I said that last time. I've coached so many guys, and I've been blessed to have really unselfish, servant-oriented players, and those two guys are that. And you encourage them to shoot, and it just. If he took one bad shot, he spun and was off balance, and he kind of shook his head, and he's just that way. And you love that mindset, and you love when they're making baskets, because that does strengthen us to get scoring from the front court. And Devin's given us that, even though it's a little different, but we're still getting some scoring from the 4 and 5 spot.
Tony, we won't talk to you before Syracuse on Saturday, and we heard so much about this game kind of at the beginning of the season. London was saying it's still the game he can't watch from the NCAA tournament. I know it's a long ways, it's a long time since then, but are there lingering emotions when it's a game like that?
I don't. I mean,
Not for
of
you.
course. Well, I mean, yeah. Now that you mention it, thanks a lot. I go to a lot of therapy, and I'm over that. And you brought it up, so I mean, when you go back, that was a terrific opportunity. We got to go on that, but we're such a different team. And that was a beautiful season last year, and we knocked on the door of a Final Four, didn't get there. They're a different team. We're a different team, and you got to go in there and play. We're in a race. We're fighting to be as good as we can every game. So, I'm probably, when I watch some tapes and see some things, I might, because I always try to watch matchups last year, and so I'm sure I'll see some things and be like, at times. But that's I haven't really thought about that. I just want to get ready. We got 2 days to prepare, and that's a tough zone. We know that, and they're a dangerous team at home, so we'll be ready to go.
Okay, we got time for 2 more. Andrew,
You mentioned Reuter played more today, obviously, than Sunday. Have you started to kind of shorten the rotation a little bit? No Mamadi until late today, no Mamadi on Sunday. What have you kind of done, particularly maybe with those two?
Yeah, well, Jared hasn't played much, and I just thought we needed him. Jack got in early foul trouble. He had a good practice yesterday. Mamadi was battling. He had a strep throat, so he hasn't been out. But Darius didn't play as much today, and I told the guys after, I said to the team, don't let anybody's spirits get down. You lift these guys up. Our strength is our unity. You'll all be required or called upon at some point, and that's why you need to stay ready. So you asked specifically about Mamadi and Jared. Jared got his chance. Mamadi, he's helped us in big games early in the year, and if he practices well, if there's matchups, he'll get some chances. I believe that, and it's just the ability to stay ready. Obviously, he's young, and this is part of the process, and you can't shortcut sometimes the process, but there's good depth, and we're playing more 4 guards, so that does shrink opportunities for our interior players, the 4 traditional bigs.
Tony, off the beaten path, but I think I remember you were friends with Shane Beamer. How well do you know Frank, and what did you say before the game?
Yeah, Shane Beamer's a coach's son. I'm a coach's son. I certainly respect what Coach Beamer, his legacy, what he's done, and I'd heard that Buzz was going to bring him, and I just shook his hand and said, please say hello to your son, and that was about the extent of it. So nice quality man and character guy, and it's good to get a win. I'm glad if they beat us, I'd be like, oh man, he's won a lot of games here, but he's thankfully we were ready to go.